Hello.
Hi. I'm Caro.
I'm Bryn.
So today we're going to talk about, I just got back from being on spring break with my main squeeze. And we're going to talk about
Traveling with your significant other.
Yeah.
Traveling in general.
Just traveling.
Traveling styles, traveling places. But especially traveling with one other person.
Traveling while queer is also interesting.
Traveling while queer is also interesting. And traveling with someone who you're in some kind of relationship with is also...
Hopefully you know the person you're traveling with. There's some sort of relationship. So I went to Seattle and Portland with my girlfriend, and we're both really gay, so pretty much the entire vacation was really queer. But moments in which queerness was important, I have brownie dust on my tights. So I think the first part was just, like, being at the airport and being really aware of sort of, like, we, like, walked in and there were these signs up everywhere that said that we were, like, under video camera surveillance, and so that was, like, really weird. And there was, like, a lot of, not, like, tension between us, but just, like, weird negotiations of, like, are we going to hold hands in the airport? Are we not? What about, like, how affectionate are we going to be with each other on our Southwest flight, which got, like, a lot of shit recently for, like, kicking off some lady loving lady.
It's like, it just doesn't even occur to me to be conscious of that. Mm-mm.
That's kind of fucked up. I mean, not fucked up, just, like, I don't know.
How is that fucked up?
It's not fucked up. Not like you're fucked up for that, but just, like, I don't know. You gotta be careful sometimes.
I mean, I guess.
But I think, like, also going through security and stuff, you just feel like you're, like, being watched, and, like, I very much, like, feel the presence of, like, the government.
The gays.
And, like, I don't know, I've had, like, shitty experiences with, like, TSA agents, like, treating me differently because I'm queer, and, like, that sucks. Yeah, I mean, like, not usually, but, like, especially when I travel with people who are, like, queerer than I, not, like, queerer than I, but, like, you know, like, when I travel with people who are, like, gender variant.
Yeah.
I traveled with a bunch of queer people as a part of a conference, like, a few summers ago, and the TSA agents were horrible and started referring to all of us as, like, it, and referred to, like, our one friend as, like, he, she, and, like, took their deodorant away, even though it was, like, powder deodorant, and, like, there was no one else there because we were flying at, like, 5 o'clock in the morning, so there were, like, 2 TSA agents, and, like, no one would, like, do anything, and, like, they kept, like, asking him all these questions about, like, the stuff he had in his bag that, like, wasn't, like a binder and, like, a packy and stuff that, like, wasn't, you know what I mean? It's just, like, horrible, and, like, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess, like, I've never really had that experience.
Get anxious around those things. Portland and Seattle in general were really queer. There was a queer woman who was working at our hostel, which was nice, but in general it was, like, super queer. So many gay ladies.
Yeah.
So many queers.
Oh, yeah, you texted me about how many attractive...
I saw, like, your dream girl at this, like, Riot Girl night in Portland. She was, like, 6 feet tall and had this, like, really, really, really long blonde hair and was wearing this really hot, like, cut-off band shirt and was, like, dancing to Bikini Kill and, like, playing Boggle with her friends. And she was super beautiful. I was going to take a picture of her and send it to you, but I was like, that's really creepy. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there have been times, like, specific times when I've been traveling when, like, I've been, like, super aware of being queer.
Have you ever, like, traveled to a place that's not super queer-friendly?
Yes, but never in a context where it would have become an issue. So, like...
Yeah.
Like... So, a couple years ago, my girlfriend at the time and I went to London and Norway, and this was, like, our, like, big trip as a couple. Like...
That was fine, yeah. Obviously.
But there was
even
actually...
when you were, like, hiking?
I mean, we were up on a mountain plateau. We saw maybe 6 people total.
Yeah,
it was, like... we were alone for vast portions of the day, so it was, like, not an issue. At one point, we were... in this town, Bergen, which is, like, the second largest city in Norway. It's their big, like, fishing port. But, like, she'd been, like, kind of giving me shit about, like, trying to hold her hand as we were walking down the street. And then all of a sudden we go around the corner and these two just, like, incredibly dykey women are walking towards us holding hands. And I was just like, it's fine.
Did she hold hands with you after that? Okay.
Did it work out? You guys are still together?
Yeah.
Didn't kill each other?
We didn't get sick of each other once.
That's awesome.
It was really weird. Okay, do you think traveling with someone is a good indicator of living with someone? What living with someone's going to be like?
No.
Why?
I think the thing it's best at doing is showing, like, how good you are at spending extended periods of time with someone and, like, sacrificing personal space and privacy and compromise, which are, like, clearly, like
skills that are relevant
to living together. Exactly. And so
it is really different, though.
But I think, if you can travel with someone, like, if you can, like, split up duties well, if you can communicate, like...
Yeah, communication is good. We developed some communication skills.
Yeah. My biggest issue traveling with other people is that I am really anal retentive about being on time, and, like, there's nothing that stresses me out more than the idea of, like, missing a flight or missing a train.
Oh, yeah, I'm like that, too.
Yeah.
We almost missed our train both ways. Because we missed the stop on our bus because we knew we were going, and the bus drivers were, like, kind of douchey about it.
Yeah.
So we had to run. Yeah. We got it both times. And let me tell you, like, I have never felt anything. I've never felt so in love with someone as when I almost missed a train with them.
Wait, no, that's so...
Like, I got on the train, okay, because I was, like, having a panic attack, and... She was, like, being really supportive and, like, wasn't worried. She was just, like, doing whatever I said. I was like, we're running now! And she was like, okay. And we were, like, both running for the train and, like, ran in. And I was, like, printing tickets. And I was, like, on the verge of, like, sobbing. I was so stressed out. And then we, like, got into the train, like, finally sat down. And I was just like, I love you so much!
I mean, I think traveling is an incredibly stressful thing, right? Because, like, there's all this unknown and, like...
You're not at home.
And this person is suddenly the most familiar thing to you.
Yeah.
And so, like, especially in, like, the high-pressure moments.
Yeah, no, totally.
Like, I know... So, when we were in Norway, when we got to Bergen a day early, we didn't have hostel reservations. Yeah. So we were like, okay, well, we have all our camping stuff. Like, we'll just camp in the mountains above the city. Like, that'll be fine. So we went up this ridge. We'd been hiking for, like... 8 days. We were just exhausted. Yeah. And it was this steep uphill climb, and we just kept going and
I can't believe the things we do for fun. I really can't believe it. This is like what happens in my nightmares, is I have to, like, walk for more than a mile. That's, like, what my nightmares are.
So we get to the top of this ridge. It's incredibly windy. Everywhere lower than the ridge is a marsh. It becomes... completely clear that we can't camp up there, that it actually can't happen. And so it's, like, getting late-ish. Like, it's going to be dark-ish soon. We need to, like, figure out what we're going to do. We could go back down to the hostel, but we aren't sure, like, if they'll have room. Yeah. We're going to be, like, we're terrified we're going to be wandering around this strange city by ourselves at night without anywhere to go. But, like, we can't stay up on the ridge. Yeah. So we've just hiked for, like, 3 hours. Oh, God. And I have to walk back down. So, right. It was not a high point, but we got almost all the way down and just kind of looked at each other and we're like, you know what, this is awful, but I am so happy that I'm right here with you right now. And just, like,
it's so nice.
You know, just, like, looking at someone and being like, that was awful. Like, that was so stressful and terrifying.
But it's fine.
But, like, we're here together, and you're great, and we're great. This is great. Right?
Did you find a hostel?
Yeah, we went to the hostel, and the guy was like, yeah, that's fine. We have 2 open bunks.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
On the plus side, men in Seattle are, like, super into queer ladies.
Interesting.
In a way, like, not, like, the way...
Not like a, hey.
Yeah, like... We were walking down the street, and we were, like, walking like this, and she had her hand like this, and we were, like, walking around, being all, like, lovey-dovey, and this guy's, like, yelling at us. It was probably, like, 9 p.m. or whatever. We were, like, going back to the hostel before we were going to go out for our nighttime adventures. And so I looked back, and he, like, screamed something at us, and I was like, oh, my God. I was like, just keep walking. And then he's like, hey! And I was like, what? And he's like, you guys make a really cute couple! I was like, what?
Thanks.
Did you need to yell that at me? Like, literally 3/4 of the way down the block. It was really sweet, but really weird.
That is
Also,
awesome.
everyone's being really nice and, like, not creepy. Go Seattle! I'm sure that's not the case all the time, but
Yeah.
it was definitely a positive
Good.
experience.
Yeah. Traveling with significant others. It's a good time.